Hello, YouTube. Let me try this again. See if I can get this. I think that's working better now. Yeah. Anyhow, just wanted to welcome you all back to the channel. It looks like I'm going to try to pick it back up if I can, depending on the circumstances and the situation. I know some of you are wondering what's been happening to this channel. If you're tuning in and don't normally tune in, then you probably don't know the whole stalking crazy situation that's going on with the real world stalking that I am experiencing with one of the locals. Basically, when you put your life out there and you know the location's known, there are wackos out there that will actually start hunting you. And that's what's been happening on this end. So because of that danger, I had to kind of go off the air. And there's currently a court case going on. I'm debating how much I'm going to push it, because ultimately what would happen is if they grant it, I get a stupid piece of paper that really doesn't protect me. You know, the guy's obviously whacked out. And having a piece of paper isn't going to do anything, I don't think. Meanwhile, I wasted that whole day last time trying to do the whole court thing that they were trying to do a teleconference court session, which was a mess. But long story short, that is still pending. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to go ahead and you know, continue with it or what's going to happen. Did want to let you know that I will be resuming some limited broadcasts, but it won't be like it was before. We're going to do some stuff that is going to be van related and RV related coming up soon. And I may broadcast live, but I can't show like locations and stuff like that. So mostly, if you see like live episodes, it's going to be like talking heads, you know, where you can't really see where I am. And that's just a safety issue. And I think a lot of YouTubers, you'll see, have to do that. You know, some of you may not understand why people don't show things or talk about their family and stuff. It's because of this kind of stuff. And I think the larger channels end up having to do that eventually. Now, this channel, you know, went through all the growing pains and stuff. And we've had like troll attacks and stuff, but it was never like where it became like real world, where I had a local person literally stalking me and my family. So, you know, when it got to that level, you know, safety becomes like paramount, which is what you have witnessed with this channel. Now, I have, because we have the stalkers who used to be viewers on this channel, basically, that I blocked, okay, because they started acting like psychopaths or whatever, basically started attacking the group as a whole. They started attacking the living in a van. Everyone and everything related to me or living in a van, they attack, which is like just psychotic. So what I've done is I actually had to disassociate myself with the living in a van group, you know, on Facebook and stuff, to try to protect that group, because they were attacking that. They're attacking like any vendors or any, I'm just like, wow, these people are totally nuts. But anyhow, because of that, I have had to change the way we're going to be operating and the way we're going to be doing things. As far as living in a van, I'm no longer affiliated with that. You know, as far as I don't even know what's going on over there. As far as I know, the living in a van group is still running. I'm not in it. I'm not, you know, I mean, I'm not like a part of it. I'm not the admin or anything like that. It's been left to some people that I think are very capable. The Facebook page, Living in a Van, I'm still running, but it's on hold, pending the whole legal situation that's going on right now. I got to determine what I want to do with everything. Now, things are actually starting to open back up on this end. I don't know where you are, what's going on there, but in Florida and in Brevard County, they've started to open things up. I just went to Goodwill, believe it or not, just to check it out. You know, the shelves were mostly bare, but I was like, wow, Goodwill's open, so I think things are getting somewhat normal. You can see a lot of people were at Home Depot. I was going to go there because I had some projects I got to work on with the RV, but decided it was too packed. I mean, the whole parking lot was filled. Everybody's doing like home improvement projects or something. So I was going to go by and pick up some parts, you know, some wood and stuff to do some more work on the RV, because that's what I've been doing. You know, just like everybody else is fixing out their homes, I guess I've sort of been fixing out my home. The RV, I know you guys haven't been able to follow because I've stopped the broadcast and stuff. It's actually very, very functional right now. It's almost completely off-grid capable. I'm able to generate electricity on sunny days. Today's not so sunny, but like on a sunny day, I can actually run air conditioning off solar. So that's really nice that I can sit there, you know, when it's hot outside, I can actually be cool inside. And it's all running off, if you want to call it free electricity, but it wasn't really free. You know, when you consider all the components you have to get to make it happen, it's kind of expensive. But if you compare the price of getting the air conditioner to run off solar inside a vehicle, you know, inside an RV or something, it's cheaper than buying a house air conditioning unit. And, you know, a house air conditioning unit, you still have to pay the electric company. So with the solar that I installed on Good Enough, the RV Good Enough, it's able to run the air conditioning unit and function almost like a house. Although, honestly, it's still not fully where it needs to be. And I can tell you where the weakness is, just based on experience of what happened, you know. Basically, if you've been following this channel at all, then you know that I was picked up as basically a brand ambassador for Solar Wholesale LLC based out in Orlando. So I've got to see if they're back up and see if they still want to continue the relationship and then make some adjustments and stuff on what I want to do and how they want to do things. But basically, I had bought like a bunch of solar panels, and I think it was Kira that referred me to the link, you know, for the sale. They got me like over 1,000 watts of solar panels. I had like 1,250 watts for really cheap. I mean, not really, really cheap, but cheaper than if I was paying full retail price. So I installed one on top of Little Blue, which is actually making this vehicle totally off-grid capable right now. I can park somewhere and cook food without running the engine. I mean, normally I drive and I cook anyways, so it's free electricity, if you want to call it that. But now I can be parked out in the boonies and I can cook food, and then the system will charge back up. So the vehicle doesn't even have to run anymore. Battery pack charges up. When I'm cooking, the solar panel that I have on this van only generates about 255 watts, you know. That's if it does that much. I would guess more like about 225, you know, but that's not enough to run a rice cooker, because the rice cooker requires 315 watts. So you would be negative. But because the solar panel is hooked up to the house battery bank, which I have like about 200 amp hours, but you know, when you have like 200 amp hours of lead acid battery, you only really have like 100 amp hours. But basically, I have like about 180 to 100 amp hours of usable power. But I'm able to draw from that battery bank while it's charging up. So it goes negative, but it doesn't go completely drained out. So I'm able to cook rice completely using solar. And then, you know, in about 20, 30 minutes, it charges back up full. So it's really cool. So I could cook rice, then I could cook food using the rice cooker, and that can be done without running the car. That means this van is now able to park somewhere and cook food and watch TV and run electricity, you know, all day long if I want to. I can sit there and watch movies or play video games all day if I wanted to, without any worries of running out of electricity. Now, nighttime I still have to conserve, because nighttime it would run off the battery bank. So maybe I'll give another tour, a final tour of Little Blue in its current configuration where it's solar capable. But essentially I did the stuff in Little Blue so I could see what to do in Good Enough. You know, it was like a small scale. So I took what I learned from Little Blue and I applied it to Good Enough, the RV. And that RV has 4 solar panels, which equals roughly 1,000 watts. So I've got like 1,000 watts of solar power, which some of you, you know, if you haven't done this, you might think that's a lot of power. But really, if you live in a house and you flip a switch and everything comes on, like electricity and air conditioning and TV and refrigerator and all that, You really don't understand the significance of how minuscule 1,000 watts really is. And, you know, basically I have 1,000 watts, which should be enough to run an air conditioner, you know, a small like window air conditioner, 5,000 BTU air conditioner, because I think those things take about 600 or 700 watts. So in theory, it should be enough to run it. The reality is you can't just hook up those solar panels and run an air conditioner. That's not how it works. You basically need a battery bank and, you know, basically with a lot of juice in it, a lot of amp hours. And then you need a inverter, you know, a converter or an inverter that converts the 12 or 24 volt system that you have in your battery bank to 120 volts that you can plug your air conditioner into. And when you turn that thing on, it has like a huge jolt. It pulls like a lot of power. I actually was trying to get the RV good enough air conditioning, overhead air conditioning to work. And I did succeed, by the way, at the price of upgrading the inverter up to a 3,000 watt. And I ran into a serious problem. And those of you who have a little bit more experience probably kind of knew this would happen. My battery bank wasn't enough. So I was able to run the overhead air conditioner off solar and my battery bank, but it would only run for a little time, you know, like maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour at the most. But it would run out of power. So it was using too much and the panels weren't generating enough. And also there's some loss, you know, when you convert power. There's just a lot of stuff I had to learn, but you lose power when you convert to like an inverter. There's just loss, like probably about 15% or 15 to 25% is just lost. So whatever you had rated at, you only had about 75% capacity. So that was an issue that had to be learned. And it could run, I mean, if I had to, for like 10, 15 minutes, I could run the overhead air conditioner, you know, off solar. If I were to upgrade my battery bank to maybe 1,000 amp hours, then I could probably run the batteries, or I mean not the batteries, the overhead air conditioner without too much issues. It still would need to recharge though. Right now, the RV Good Enough has approximately 400 amp hours of power storage. So with 400 amp hours, and because I went cheap, you know, I don't have lithium ion or lithium, whatever that is, phosphate or whatever it is, the new batteries. I only have the cheapest ones, which are lead acid, flooded lead acid, the deep cycle RV batteries. It means you can only use half of the power, you know, 50% before you have to recharge. So that means out of approximately 400 amp hours, I only have 200 amp hours of power accessible. And that is actually enough to run the air conditioner. And if it's super sunny, like it was a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago, I've been running the air conditioner in the RV, you know, and playing video games on the computer and the TV and stuff. And it'll actually sustain that. But the problem is it wasn't charging up fast enough. And you might think, you know, that with 1,000 watts coming in, because the air conditioner, I think, uses 600 to 700 watts. Of course, you got that loss, once again, with the converter, you know, the inverter. But the issue is this. Things overheat, okay? You don't realize this kind of stuff until you start to do it. And you go, oh, man, this isn't going to work. What would happen is when you're running an air conditioner and something big like that with a big draw, it starts pulling a lot of power very fast off from the solar panels as well as from the battery bank. Well, it actually pulls from the battery bank because that's where you have everything hooked up to, is the battery bank. The way I have it set up, I have roughly 400 amp hours, but only 200 usable of battery bank. And to that battery bank, I hook up a 3,000 watt inverter, which if I had known that it was going to have this overheating and other issues, I would have just kept my 2,000 watt inverter, because that would have been enough to run the window unit. And it would have been better to get a 2,000 watt instead of the 3,000 watt, because the 3,000 watt has more power loss. The larger your inverter, the more your loss. Basically, you're just losing electricity. So it's better to go as small as possible. That works. But anyhow, it's, hindsight is everything. So I have a 3,000 watt inverter right now, which I'll keep using because it works fine. But a 2,000 would have worked just fine too. So if you're putting together your own system, maybe a 2,000 inverter might do, instead of going 3,000 like I did. And that is enough to run the air conditioner, but then the battery drains really, really fast. So you got to charge it up really, really fast. And even though I have 1,000 watts coming in, I don't think it charges at 1,000 watts coming in. I guess a solar charge controller limits how many amps can come through at a certain time, and it also monitors the temperature of the unit. So when it gets hot, charging kind of stops. Because I guess it doesn't want to catch on fire. So, and you're like, how would it get hot? Well, the solar panel is pulling the sun's energy and converting it to electricity. And when your battery bank is being drained down really fast because you're pulling air conditioner electricity to the air conditioner, it makes it so that the solar panels have to continually output that many amps running through. The charge controller starts to heat up. Now I understand why those charge controllers, the good ones, they look like a fortress. They're made like out of metal. They have huge cooling grills. The back of them have these metal grills that look like ridges. So based on this, I would be like, in the future, I would buy one with a big ass giant grill on it, because it turns out that is very important. Because when the unit heats up, that's what cools everything down. Now my little $15 one that I bought from the Walmart online thingy that said it was MPPT, but it ended up being PWM. It works, but it doesn't have any grill on it, heat dissipating thingy. But I don't generate enough heat on that one. So even the cheap one was fine for using in the van, which I would do again. I don't have a problem with using the $15, $20, well, it was a $15 charge controller. It works great. I haven't had any issues with it. It's been working fine, even though when you touch it and look at it, it looks like a toy. It's like plastic. Seems really cheap, but I've been using it now for a couple months, and I've been cooking rice, I've been cooking food. It's been working fine. But the one in the RV, which can run air conditioner and stuff, I had bought one that was, I think, it was $130 or $160, and it had like a metal cooling thingy on it, and it's heavy duty, like weighs like 100 times more than the other one, but it would get hot. It would get so hot if you touched it, you could feel yourself getting ready to burn if you didn't take your hand off it. Like, wow, this is a fire hazard. But the unit, what happens is when it gets really hot, there's this error light that comes on. It starts blinking. And I think what it does when it's blinking, it means the unit's not charging anymore. It's turned off the solar panels, the charging, so that electricity doesn't flow through it, and that way it doesn't keep getting hot. Because it'll get hot enough that it can catch on fire. But when it does, then of course your battery bank drains down really fast because you're running an air conditioner on, and then the batteries can actually get weak enough. But the good thing is the inverter, 3,000 watt inverter that I got from Harbor Freight. It has a cutoff when the battery bank gets low. It automatically shuts down before you kill your battery bank. So at I think about 11.8 or so, 11.8, 11.7, it shuts off completely. And when it does that, of course, everything shuts off. The air conditioner, the TV, the computer, everything. So, I was able to use it and see it crash but everything came back up. So, you know, you obviously don't want to run it to the point where the battery bank drops that low and it shuts off. So I'm trying to figure out how to kind of balance the load, you know, where I have the air conditioner on like maybe 30 minutes and then shut it off, you know, for 30 minutes, or maybe on 15 minutes, shut off for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then on 15 minutes, turn it on and off, on and off. I don't know if it's good though to turn an air conditioner on and off that often. I know certain days I go in there and I sit for like literally 5 or 6 hours with the air conditioner on. It feels so good. It feels so good. I'm sitting there at the computer, you know, at the bed. I made the bed, rigged it temporarily so it has this like recliner. So I'm sitting there on this like nice comfortable recliner with air conditioning blowing right at me and a big huge screen to play video games. So I've been on like World of Warcraft. Basically playing the PvP stuff. So Shrek's now, I think I've got him tweaked at level 19 in Battlegrounds for Warsong Gulch, and he's actually got rank senior, I think senior sergeant or something. So, you know, basically that's what I've been doing. If you've been wondering what's been going on with me, other than that, just trying to work and then figure out what I got to do about my financial situation. Obviously, taking the channel offline has hurt quite a bit. I've also turned off or you know, deleted the GoFundMe as well as the what's that? Patreon. Did that because you know, the people who were paying for that were supporting the channel and basically paying for the ability for me to do that, you know, to broadcast. And since I wasn't broadcasting, I didn't think it was right to keep charging money. So I went ahead and disabled all that and turned it off. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the channel. Still am not sure, but I think what we're going to do is probably come back. I don't even know if it's worth keeping the van stuff. When you look at my van videos, they actually don't do too well. You know, I know the regulars here like those van videos, but YouTube doesn't really consider you like a channel till you get like 1 million subs. You know, and I don't even know, even at 1 million subs, I think they still treat you like crap. It's like YouTube does not treat its creators very well. Not unless you're somebody who has like literally hundreds of millions of subs. I'm gonna look here at some of your comments. Sorry I wasn't able to respond to you guys because, you know, I was driving, obviously. But basically, maybe I'll give you guys a tour here. If you're not on Pay It Forward, maybe I'll put it on Pay It Forward because we're trying to get that channel, the watch hours up. Some of you are wondering what was going on with that because it was coming on and it had Timothy on it. Later on, you might even see some stuff from Kira. She might appear on there, or there may be guest people appearing on Pay It Forward. Those of you who don't have a clue, you probably didn't follow from the beginning what I said the channel was. Basically, we made Pay It Forward to try to provide everybody that's on there access to a monetized YouTube channel. So that way, it was going to be used to generate funds and stuff that would be like a reserve fund to help people on that channel, what I call the Starfish. And it is almost there. It just needs to have the watch hours, and then monetization will occur, and then the channel actually makes its own money. And that money is going to be used basically to help people. And you know, the people who get help, you might be wondering how that's decided. It'll be decided by the administrators of that channel, as well as the Starfish themselves. I call them Starfish, but basically they're the people on that channel. And I know a lot of you aren't aware of it, but there is actually a group of the Starfish. So that's kind of a hidden secret group. And the reason for that is I saw what happened with Living in a Van. Living in a Van grew to more than, I think it's probably over 24,000 people on there. You know, it started with just me, and then I had brought all those people there. Basically promoted the channel and got it to grow. The problem with it is when you have a channel that's kind of open to the public, anybody can come in, including trolls, including people who just want to start up crap, okay? And, you know, I didn't have a problem with people using it to promote their channels and stuff like that. That's what it was there for. But we started getting a lot of really mean, nasty people that would attack other people. And those were the people I started blocking and removing from the group. And then what they did was started attacking me personally. So that's how we ended up with the trolls and all the hate. Some of you couldn't understand why I had so much hatred, even though it seems like I don't do anything, that would attack people. Well, the sociopaths or psychopaths that were on Living in a Van on the Facebook group attacking people, those were the people I was removing and blocking to protect the group. And they started attacking me personally, and that's how we get this, this cult basically that hates me. So I have removed myself from that group to protect that group, but we're going to go ahead and start up the Starfish Network. And you might be wondering how to get in it. Honestly, the only way to get in it is to be invited. And that means that you have to be on the Pay It Forward channel, and people have to actually know you, people that are in the network. And then if they're part of the Starfish Network and they give you an invite, then you can get access to the group, the secret group. And you may even be allowed to broadcast on there, so you can share your stories or just go on there and share things. The reason for that is basically when we generate videos and stuff, content on there, and people watch it, once the channel's monetized, advertisements will start running on it. And that money is generated by the group. And it's going to be used, by the group. The group will use it to do whatever. I don't know yet how the money will be used. I'll turn on a fan here. But I think that the money could possibly be used to potentially buy land, maybe land to set up for people to park and camp, maybe to help people if they have a broken down vehicle or whatever. Obviously, what I've been seeing is people start coming and asking for help when the system's not even up. And then they don't even participate to help set it up. So that's why we have the Starfish Network, where people will actually know one another. So if you're planning on wanting to have a backup that can help you out potentially, then you want to participate in that. It's like the Chicken Little syndrome. You need to be one of the people helping to put it together so that when you need a piece of bread, it's there for you. Occasionally the group may end up just giving away money or aid to people that may not even be part of the group. That's dependent upon what the Starfish want to do. As far as me deciding what to do, I'm actually going to be leaving all of that once it's all set up and functioning. Right now I'm there to make sure it works, and I'll be delegating a lot of my time to trying to get that up and running. And the reason for me doing that is I'm trying to pay forward all the kindness that people have shown me on this channel. If it hadn't been for the viewers of this particular channel, when basically my life fell apart, I don't know what would have happened. So, me being on that channel and naming it Pay It Forward is my attempt to pay back the kindness and generosity that everybody has shown me on this channel. Now, as far as this particular channel, it is monetized. So I had the opportunity to try to make some money on it. My van videos don't really get that many views. I have deleted, I don't know if you've seen that, over more than 2 or 3 million views have been removed from this channel because they were removed off roughly more than 2,000 videos. When you only have like 3 million views on like 2,000 videos, that's nothing. You don't really make, like a million views really isn't worth that much. I'm trying to think. A million views might be worth $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 maybe. A couple $1,000s for a million views. So I removed all those because I think they detract from the channel. Basically, videos that had most videos that had less than 7,000 views, I have removed from this channel, which meant 95% of the content is gone. Now, I may bring them back, but the problem with bringing them back and putting them on this channel, when you have too many videos, people can't find anything. And that was a big problem. I had put out so much content that people couldn't find anything. So by cutting it down to only what people were watching, the videos that are on this channel now are the ones that are more relevant, the ones that people actually want to watch. So if you look through the videos that are here, you're going to see that they have literally millions or hundreds of thousands or at least more than like 7,000 views, most of them. The ones that had less than 5,000 to 7,000 views, I think I deleted or removed. I may put them back up, maybe on a members section and create like a member section so I can generate some revenue where people want to watch the old videos. So I may put all those back up, but they're only going to be like members only. So I need to categorize them and make them easier to find, because with 2,000 videos, I don't even think I'm going to put them all back. I might only put back significant videos that somehow got missed, you know, and some people might enjoy them if they want to attempt to do that kind of stuff, like build a hut out in the woods or yurt, you know, that kind of stuff. The survival type stuff, which honestly I think would actually be very beneficial right now to a lot of people. The problem is this channel does not get the promotion that I think it deserves for like those kind of videos. You know, people like watching the primitive technology stuff where they kind of fake the stuff, or they don't really fake it. Those people that have skills. I don't know if you see these half-naked guys from Asia out in the woods with a little stick digging the dirt and building like a swimming pool, underground swimming pool in a mansion. You know, those are the videos that get popular, but I'm like, that's not really practical, okay? I think that as people are becoming homeless and having to get in survival type stuff, I think learning how to live in your vehicle, learning how to generate electricity cheaply, learning how to stretch your budget and stuff are a lot more important than learning how to dig, you know, an underground mansion with a swimming pool next to it. But people watch it for entertainment. So, you know, those kind of videos do very well. Maybe I'll get half naked and start digging or something, you know, to try to get the views up. But basically, I may just start doing videos on here that I think can go viral or semi-viral. So you may see me on here, but you might not see me. You might just see the videos. You know, because a lot of the viral type videos, I don't know if they so much show the people as they show something that they know people might want to watch and share. But if you want to see me on a personal basis, you'll want to go to, if you haven't already done so, go to Pay It Forward and subscribe to that channel. I'm getting ready to end this broadcast right here, right now, and switch over to Pay It Forward to give a tour of the RV so you guys can see what's going on live. Although it's kind of a mess, maybe I'll clean it up a little bit. Every time I show the place live, people complain about how messy it is. Well, it's messy because it's messy. I haven't cleaned it. You know, I've been working on it. So I may show you maybe in an hour or so once I clean it up a little bit, just to show you what the RV currently looks like. And I might even show off the air conditioning. Although it's a little bit cloudy today, so with it being cloudy, I might not be able to run the air conditioner. You know, because the air conditioning needs the solar, because the battery bank needs to replenish while it's running. But make sure you get on to Pay It Forward channel, and I will be broadcasting. I did want to tell Sherry, the winner of our thing, I did scout around town, and in addition to the lights that I'm sending to you, it took me forever to find this. They're like really hard to find now. But I managed to find Badia, not at Dollar Tree. I had to go to Walmart, and I paid a premium for it. They had it at Thrifty, but it was even more expensive there. But I got one for you that I was able to find, the last one at Walmart. So I'll be sending that as a little bonus. And because the headlamp switch, flashlights don't come with batteries, I'm sending you some batteries so that you'll be good to go. I'll send you 6 batteries so you can have enough for both sets of headbands and some Badia. So you'll be able to cook along with me. So I may do some more cooking videos. I think I'm going to republish a lot of the cooking videos. Maybe I'll go ahead and set up a members section so that people that want to watch that kind of stuff can go back to it and watch it if you want to. That way it doesn't crowd the regular channel with videos that aren't really, you know, mainstream. And on this channel, I'll go ahead and put the more mainstream stuff. Somebody wants to know if I'm Pinoy. No, I'm Thai. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and probably make a lot of playlists and stuff and put them on the members section. That way people that want to watch those can subscribe and watch those. This channel here may have more open type videos that just show people who are finding themselves homeless, you know, because of the world situation right now and having to be in survival. Like, one of the things I want to show you is how you could possibly charge your phone from a milk carton. An egg carton. Make an egg carton into a phone charger. So we're going to try stuff like that, crazy stuff like that, because they may go viral, but even if they don't, they'll at least be useful if they work. You know, this channel is all about doing things firsthand to see if it works or not. So So you want to stay tuned to this channel. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit subscribe. Videos will start being uploaded soon and updated, just not as often as before. The vlogs themselves have ended. Pay It Forward is where you want to go if you want to kind of hang out with me and Timothy and Kira and all the guest people that'll be on there. People that want to showcase their situation, their van or whatever, are welcome to submit videos on there. You want to contact one of the admins on there and see if you can submit, and then they can run the video. And if you get trusted by one of the admins, they may give you live capability where you can go on there and broadcast live. And, you know, feel free to go on there. And what you want to do when you're on that channel is not just sit back and watch, but actually get actively involved. Start to talk to those people, get to know them, because this is going to be your support network. So, you know, if you go on to Pay It Forward and you just sit back and watch, you're missing out. That channel is set up so that, see, in my time living in a van, I saw a lot of other van dwellers, you know, especially like on the Facebook group. Mostly when people live in a van, you know, not because they want to, you know, the ones who want to, they're in a different circumstance. They have family, they have money, they have a support system already. But some people like me ended up becoming homeless or whatever, or almost homeless, and having to be forced to live in a vehicle. And if you're in that kind of situation, there is no support network. That's how you ended up living, you know, in a van or in a car. You don't have the support that the people who still have a home or family and stuff to turn to have. So I wanted to Pay It Forward and create a support network for those kind of people. But anyone really, not just van related, because, you know, sometimes people have issues and things that come up that become a crisis or an emergency, and they don't have that support network, you know, themselves in their current situation for whatever reason. Pay It Forward is designed to allow people to make their own new network. And because it's not just random, you know, it's everyone's there knowing that we're all in the same situation. You know, you need a support network. I would not be here. I don't think I'd be alive right now if it had not been for the support that I got from complete strangers who tuned into this channel and basically kept me going all this time. So I'm trying to return that with Pay It Forward. And I appreciate Timothy and Kira and everybody else that have come over to try to join me in making and establishing that channel. It is kind of an uphill battle, but I think if we can get the subscriptions up and get the watch hours up, that channel can grow much larger than this channel, and it can become a lot more useful. And I know people always say, well, there's always going to be more need than what you can generate, and that is true to an extent, but if people really understand how it works and become involved in it, then what it generates should be enough to cover the need. You understand what I'm saying? It's not there for you to just grab money from the system, from what's there, because that's not what it's there for. But it's there for if you need something, you got potentially help, whether it be money or just people. And I think people may actually be more important than money. The skills that people have, the compassion, me like building, even, you know, when we started out, I didn't know anything about solar panels, solar power systems. I knew nothing. And yet now I have an RV that is totally off-grid capable with solar capabilities and running air conditioning and able to run the microwave. You know, so off solar, mind you, off solar. So it did require some money, and some people donated for that, and I set aside some money to you know, do the rest of it and stuff. But a lot of what it had was people that were on this channel helping me, pointing things out and making suggestions, sometimes putting links up to other videos that I could learn from. So that's one of the biggest things you get with joining a group like Pay It Forward, is you get access to all this knowledge. Just scrolling through real quick. Oh, Gringo says he's going to retire to Vietnam or the Philippines. Yeah, those are actually good choices. I'm actually contemplating retiring in another country as well. I'm getting kind of tired of what's going on around here. I won't even go there with that gripe, okay? I know there's some people would say, well, if you don't like it in this country, leave. Well, I'm getting ready to leave, you know, because I see a lot of stuff that to me, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. There's right and there's wrong, and there are certain things here that I'm seeing that are wrong, and the people don't even realize that it's wrong, or they don't care that it's wrong. And, you know, you can sit there and try to fight it, but I don't think you're going to win. You know, it's easier to just be aggressive and attack people and be mean and do other bad things than it is to fight those people, because people just stand back and let you get attacked. You know, they don't do anything. So the best thing may be to just leave and protect yourself, which is what I'm at that stage now, you know. But before I left, I wanted to try to set up Pay It Forward. I wanted to try to give people something, and then maybe a plan out. You know, if you're wanting a way out of the mess that you're in, you know, because those who have been following me from the very beginning, you know how the situation went, you know how things have been and continue to be. But I'm planning on having a good life. You know, I don't want to be like, this is it. What a sucky life, a sucky way for your life to end. You know, I want to have a retirement, if you want to call it that, where I'm having basically the life I want. And, you know, what I've done up to now has been the life that I want. You know, I've always tried to follow my heart and do what I feel is right, whether or not it was popular, you know. But there comes a certain point where you have to kind of have to say, you know what, I've done a lot of service and stuff, and now it's time to service me. It's time to move on with my life. And that's what it comes down to, is me basically getting ready to move on with my life and disappear, become more myself, you know, anonymous. Putting yourself out there, you know, it's not exactly something that I wanted to do. I know some people like that. Some people enjoy that. Me personally, I prefer, you know, a private life, and that's what I'm heading back towards. Timothy says you're going to marry a young honey over there. Just make sure it's a girl. Although it could be, you know, maybe he likes, I don't know. I'm not going to go there. All right, I am going to go ahead and sign off for now, off this channel. I will be coming back live on Pay It Forward shortly, so look forward to that. In the meantime, I did stockpile a bunch of food that I just bought. I'm going to go put that all up and try to set it all up, and maybe you'll even see me in the RV this weekend, broadcasting somewhere from the RV. So take care, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Please stay safe. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye now.